My precious. Yes, precious. What's that you say? Somebody's watching. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to G of All Trades episode 6. And this week is a pretty sad week as two of my favorite fandoms come to an end. On Wednesday, December 17th, the final installment of the Hobbit trilogy, The Battle of Five Armies, releases across North America, and this Friday, on December 19th, the final episode, the series finale, The Legend of Korra, also comes out, and I can't handle it. Let's start off talking about The Hobbit. 60 years after The Hobbit was published, as a 9-year-old back in grade 3, looking for some, amazing reading, my librarian suggested reading J.R.R. Tolkien's books. And I picked up The Hobbit, and I instantly fell in love. I've watched those movies so many times, The Lord of the Rings, I can't keep track. Now, I gotta give a shout out to J.R.R. Tolkien. I know he's gone, but the man's a freaking genius. People like George R.R. Martin and J.K. Rowling may have created worlds, but Tolkien created a whole freaking universe. And it's complete with, with histories and lore and cultures and just whole complete languages the man created on his own. Now, most people will agree that the Lord of the Rings trilogy was way better received than the first two parts of the Hobbit trilogy. A lot of this is fueled by the fact that a lot of people, fans and non-fans, just think it's silly that The Hobbit is being turned into a trilogy. Like, to put into perspective, The Hobbit has less than 100,000 words in it, whereas The Lord of the Rings has over 480,000 words. And considering that Lord of the Rings has won numerous awards, with Return of the King winning all 11 of the 11 Oscars it was nominated for, and the entire series grossing just under $3 billion, with a B, billion dollars, it's hard not to see why people think Lord of the Rings is doing much better than the Hobbit series. Despite all the controversy and all the grumbling around filming techniques and the amount of source material for the Hobbit trilogy, the fact of the matter remains that An Unexpected Journey grossed just over $1 billion on its own, while The Desolation of Smaug grossed just under $1 billion on its own. With The Battle of the Five Armies coming out now, and it's supposedly supposed to be more epic and way faster paced and way more exciting, this franchise might just beat Lord of the Rings overall. But honestly, I don't really care how much money the Hobbit trilogy makes. The fact of the matter is, I've enjoyed it quite a lot. It reminds me of reading the book as a child, and it's brought back all these amazing memories, and I'm just so glad that, for one, Peter Jackson got to come back and do this trilogy. I'm going to rewatch these movies over and over again, just like I did with Lord of the Rings. Now, changing gears to my favorite animated series fandom, Avatar. Now, The Legend of Aang was awesome. When I discovered it, I just fell in love with it. 2012. Avatar, Legend of Korra dropped, and it just freaking killed. If you're not watching it, you need to watch it. It's hard being the sequel. You've got so much to live up to. You gotta keep the old fan base happy, but you still gotta keep it fresh, new and exciting with new ideas and new themes. And holy crap, Legend of Korra nailed it on every point. People still debate and fight whether Avatar, The Legend of Aang, or Avatar, The Legend of Korra are better. And honestly, you ask me, they're really hard to compare. They're really different shows. Legend of Aang, amazing, and I loved it, was more childish and exploratory. The 3 seasons were super linear and followed one storyline. Whereas Legend of Korra, the 4 seasons, the 4 books, have been about different themes and topics. They get some really deep socio-political issues on the table, and this is like a kid's show, but not really. Book 1, Air, was all about equality. Book 2, Spirits, was all about spirituality versus secularism, a topic that's way beyond most kids. Book 3 was all about anarchy and governance and freedom. I've got to give a shout out to my boys, Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, for just being the most amazing creators. They did the research. They brought in experts for Chinese calligraphy to get the writing and scriptures down correct for the show. They brought in people who understand Buddhism and Taoism and yoga to bring in those Eastern Asian elements to the show. And they even brought in fighting masters for the different styles, for the different types of bending. I mean, you guys did such an amazing freaking job that we cosplayers, we can't get enough of your characters. You know, my friend Raquel's done Korra, amazing. My buddy Arash has done both Amon and Avatar Juan. We've got my friends Nico and Chloe, they've done Metalbender police officers. Then, you know, I've done Zahir. And then on top of that, our buddy Andrew, he's done both Mako and Bolin. Don't forget Legend of Aang cosplays too. Doris did Fire Nation Toph, whereas Kat's done Zuko and Azula. We just love your characters, we can't get enough. So it's with a heavy heart that I say when this series finale happens in a couple of days, I'm gonna be pretty excited, but mostly bummed. You know, this amazing series is over, and I hope you guys do more. So even though I'm gonna be pretty sad at the end of this week, I still want to thank all of you guys for watching and watching me talk about the nerdy side of me. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the avatar, I love cabbages.
Oh, my cabbages! My cabbages!